Hey, what is going on, you chirping chat? That's right, Charizard EX is underrated once again. It was definitely underrated last format, and that was one of the reasons that I was able to get a top 8 at Toronto Regionals, or top 4, I guess I should say. And I think it is underrated in this format as well. Now, one of the reasons we might not be seeing a ton of people play this deck is, to be honest, it's not really that cool or new, and the games with it aren't really that exciting. Charizard's kind of a more boring deck. It feels like an Arceus style type deck, to be honest, but it's really good, and sometimes that's all that matters, especially if you want to get dubs. I definitely think if you're a newer player to the Pokemon TCG and you're looking to improve at the game and get better, but you don't want to just be losing all the time trying to pick up a Lost Zone deck or something like that, then definitely check out the Charizard EX. If you want to be winning games but still getting better and learning how to play the Pokemon TCG, I think the Charizard EX deck right now is the perfect deck. So a lot has changed for Charizard EX from last format. No longer have the Pidgeot, but we still have a colorless support Pokemon in the Bibarel, and the reason we're using Bibarel over Pidgeot is because we're trying to abuse the technical machine evolution, which says choose up to 2 of our bench Pokemon, and for each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So really powerful tool card. Attach it to our active Pokemon at the beginning of the game, put an energy on that Pokemon, and then evolve 2 of our benched Pokemon. And we're evolving them to Stage 1 Pokemon, because you can't just evolve straight up to a Stage 2. So we play a lot of Charmeleons in this build as well. A lot of Charmeleons. Got 3 Charmeleons in here. So 3 Charmeleons, 2 Bibarel, 3 Charizards, and you got the 4 Charmander, of course. So whatever we start with, the one thing that comes up in the early game that can be a little bit awkward, whatever we start with is what we have to use the TM evolution with, because there's no switch cards in this deck. There's 1 Jet Energy. So theoretically, we could like open a Charmander, and then we could Nest Ball for Mew, Jet Energy the Mew to the active, use Mysterious Tail, get a Battle VIP Pass for a Charmander and a Bidoof, and then Arven for the Technical Machine Evolution, attach that to the Mew, attack with Mew through the Technical Machine Evolution to evolve Charmander to a Charmeleon, or 2 Charmanders to 2 Charmeleons, or a Bidoof to a Bibarel. Usually is what we're doing. You're just doing like a split Bidoof to Bibarel, Charmander to Charmeleon. I do want to say this build I initially took from Ryota, who played it in the Japan Elite Four tournament that happened over the weekend. Ryota did qualify to be one of the Elite Four over in Japan this season. They played this list, but they had a 1/1 Toedscruel in here, and the Toedscruel is really good up against the Chien-Pao deck. So if you really want to tech for Chien-Pao, I cut an Artazon, or I cut the 1/1 Toedscruel for an Artazon. And honestly, I'm blanking on the other card that I added to the deck. Oh, second boss. So Ryota was playing -1 Artazon, -1 boss, plus 1/1 Toedscruel. I think that's all I changed from Ryota's build. I don't remember exactly. But if you really want to play the Toedscruel to help against Chien-Pao, I honestly think your Chien-Pao matchup is not that bad. It's better than it was, for sure, because you can aggressively like counter catcher up the Baxcalibur after they kind of set them up. That was one thing. Like, this deck is a lot better at more aggressively setting up more Charizards faster, which was kind of one of the problems for the matchup with the Pidgeot build of Charizard, is they would KO your Charizard and you have to spend your whole turn creating a new Charizard. But with draw power from Bibarel, Charmeleons, like more ways to evolve into our Charizards, we still have Rare Candies in here as well, and the power of Counter Catcher, we can like get out a whole new Charizard, potentially even Iono our opponent, and Counter Catcher like KO the Baxcalibur or the Bidoof off our opponent's bench. So the matchup definitely got better from the Pidgeot build from last format. Not by a whole ton. It's still a tough matchup. If you want to play the Toedscruel, though, all of a sudden the matchup becomes way better. So I talked about Technical Machine Evolution. That's a big part of this deck. Another big part of this deck is choosing to go second. Make sure you're choosing to go second. This deck is all about just setting up. We're not an aggressive deck. We're not trying to draw the first prize card. We're not trying to be the first deck to attack. We're not trying to get the first attack off. We don't care about any of that. We're trying to get out Charizards, and we're trying to have a Bibarel in play, and then we're trying to attack a lot with Charizard for the rest of the game. So choose second, so that way we have higher outs to our Battle VIP passes and our Technical Machine Evolution through Arven. So we choose second, we play Arven, we get the Battle VIP pass, we get the Technical Machine Evolution, and then we use Technical Machine Evolution, and then we attack with Charizard on the next turn. So pretty much every single matchup, not every single matchup though. Like if I was playing blind on the PTCG Live ladder, I would choose second by default. But if you go up against a Gardevoir deck or a Lost Zone deck, you probably want to go first. But actually, to be honest, up against Lost Zone, I would still probably choose second because we have the Manaphy Jirachi now. So we're not afraid of turn 2 Sableye anymore as long as we get Jirachi in play. Before, a reason you'd want to go first against Lost Box, like Turbo builds specifically, is that they could turn 2 Sableye you going first. Like on their first turn, get a bunch in the Lost Zone, second turn, more in the Lost Zone, attack with Sableye, and we could just like lose all of our little Pokemon before we get to utilize them and only ever set up one Charizard, and then we just lose the game. So that kind of sucked. But now with Jirachi, to be honest, I think I would choose to go second. We can get out Jirachi, maybe the Manaphy as well, ideally, and then a couple Charmanders, and then we're cooking from there. So yeah, choose to go second, I think, probably by default against everything except Gardevoir. But if you're playing on PTCG Live Ladder, you don't know what your opponent's playing, and it's more likely they're playing a deck you'd want to go second again than first again, so you should just choose second if you're playing on the PTCG Live Ladder. Like I said, more else Battle VIP Pass is a big deal. A couple of other things to talk about in this deck. As far as the tool cards go, this is always a discussion about Charizard decks. Do you play Vitality Band? Do you play Choice Belt? Do you play Defiance Band? And right now, I definitely would play the Defiance Band. Vitality Band and Choice Belt, I don't think you really need them right now, but they definitely could be a consideration later on. But at the very least, right now, you should be playing the Defiance Band. We're usually giving up the first prize card or even first couple prize cards, depending on how a game goes. So Defiance Band is going to be active in the big moments in the early turns. And will effectively be a Choice Belt or a Vitality Band for that exact same purpose. But also, for the big matchup, to be honest, for this is the Roaring Moon matchup and the Chi and Pow matchup. To be able to immediately return KO a Chi and Pow or a Roaring Moon after they take the first prize card is a pretty big deal. Up against Roaring Moon specifically, they could play the tool card that gives them that plus 60 HP, so it's not going to be quite as easy. We do play one Lost Vacuum in here, but it is just one, so it can be a little bit hard to get an immediate return on the Roaring Moon. But, you know, if they want to take big knockouts on the Charizard EX, they have to hit themselves for 200 damage, so we can even be attacking with stuff like the Charmeleon for 90 or like the Radiant Charizard to clean up Roaring Moon knockouts later on in the game. We don't have to use a Charizard every single time. We can use these one prize attackers as well, or you could even use like this Charmander that does 30 damage, the 60 HP one for 1 fire energy. They, you know, use their their first attack, Gouging Frenzy or whatever it's called, Frenzied Gouging, knock out our Charizard EX. They take 200 damage. They might have a tool. If they do, we can get the Vacuum plus an energy for the Heat Tackle with the Charmander. Or if they don't have the tool, we just Heat Tackle with the Charmander and knock them out with a one prize Pokemon. That's a pretty good trade if you ask me. A Charmander with 60 HP knocking out a 2 prize Pokemon. I'll take that every day of the week. So that's a pretty good matchup, though. The Roaring Moon matchup is pretty good if you have the Defiance Band and if you have the Lost Vacuum and the 30 damage Charmander. They got a lot of tools to work with in that matchup for sure. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say about the deck. Biggest thing I want to get across is just choose to go second. If you're playing the deck, I think this is a really good deck to pick up right now if you're new to the PokemonTCG as well. It's a really, really good one to be picking up and trying out yourselves. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some action so I can show you guys how to play this deck and how to make it operate efficiently. And then you can take it to the ladder and start kicking some butt. Let's get into the action. Probably Ultra Ball. We'll see. What happens in the finals, game 3 of a tournament? Whoever attacks first loses. Both decks have Pidgeotto and no path. You would wait till sudden death, and then the next person to draw a prize card would win, and then they would attack. So you'd just sit there. You'd both just sit there doing nothing, and then it would be time, and then turns, and then the first person to attack, the first person to draw a prize card just wins the game. Would be the would be the play. Is the jet worth it over the 8th fire? I think so, just because you can. It helps. It's like it's an effective switch card plus energy card to help on the first turn of the game. So I think, yeah, the jet's better than a switch card. And instead of, I don't think you'd ever play switch cards in here. I think you'd always just play more jets. Yeah. Whoever attacks the rage person gets one shot back. SV. Or if it truly becomes a 100% stalemate, there is a rule in the rule book that says the tournament organizers can just give someone the win, and I think it just goes based on, it would go based on seed. Yeah, it'd go based on top cut seed. So whoever has the higher seed just wins. If they determine there's not going to be a winner, if the TO of the tournament determines there's not going to be a winner of the match, they just give the win to the higher seed. No memes. I'm gonna get this, and yeah, we want to get double Charmeleon or double Charmander. We want to get double Charmeleon here, yeah. Nah, memes? Nah, no memes. I only have one B. Because they could boss cam my one Charmander, so I have to get double Charmander here. Dude, this Bidoof does work, bro. He's evolving my whole squad up. Probably these two just in case I want to be able to bump a stadium. Dude, this whole process in 2 steps is so cringe. Like, just let me take both evolutions and then put them on their Pokemon. Like, how is that hard to code? There's just no way that is that hard to code. I refuse to believe it. Literally refuse to believe that it's that hard to code that. Dude, their bench sucks. Bro, these Roaring Moon players have to stop, bro. They've got it. Someone's got to stop them from not putting 2 Roaring Moons on their bench. Just put a second Moon down, bro. There's no way, bro. They just hate putting 2 Moons in play. They hate it. The last thing you'll catch a Roaring Moon player doing is putting 2 Roaring Moons on their bench. They won't do it. They refuse. I should have checked my prize cards there. I don't know if Defiance Band was in the deck. If they attack me this turn with more Pico, I could go counter catcher, whatever it's called, to knock it out. Or not. I guess they just didn't get anything. What do I even do here? If they don't do anything, what do? I should still just be the aggressor, right? Your hands. I could kill the Squawk for 2, right? Killing Squawk for 2 is definitely better. Yeah, KO Squawk for 2 is the move, right? Boss. Knockout Squawk. Turo scenario. I think it could be good. Yeah, if I just kill the Squawk, I also just win the prize trade, so. Bibington. I'm just gonna commit the Lum. I draw so much more cards with the Bibarel if I just commit the Lum. Walker. I could even Ultra Ball for another Charizard. Dude, our setup is disgusting. Jesus, man, this is gross. Do I do that? Why not, right? I could just go get... I don't want to give them Town Store. Do I care about the stadium that they could have? I don't know. Is my vacuum in here? Hold on, let me peep that back. Vacuum is in here. Yeah, looking pretty good. I think I take no energy off this, though, and I just attach from hand. I just leave the energy in the deck. I'm going to use it just to, like, confirm. 1 energy in here. Is my Jet in here? My Jet's in here. See, the Jet's just, like, a better than a switch card in this deck, I think. So, like... think of literally the Jet energy as being like an escape rope, to be honest. But having a Jet is probably better. There would maybe be an argument for playing. There would probably be an argument for playing an escape rope over the second Jet, but I don't think you'd ever play a switch. And you could even somehow make an argument for a switch cart if like there's like situations where your Charmanders take damage that you'd want to heal in a matchup. But yeah, there's never an argument for a switch, I think, over a Jet. Because of how the deck just works. Because the Jet, being able to use Jet turn 1 to like push something in the active besides what your active is to then use the evolution TM with it is probably just too good. Also, you can combo Jet with Radiant Zard as well. Yeah, and then it's also another energy out. Instead of it being a switch card, it's another energy out to like go with the TM Devo or Evo or whatever. So yeah, I think it always just makes sense to have the... It always makes sense to have the... Did they just not SADA there? Oh, they had no energy. Nice. Is there a way to put the Skeletor GX deck somewhere else besides Discord? You can DM it to me on Twitter. Just don't put it in chat. Yeah, you DM it to me on Twitter, Discord. Just don't put it in chat. Yeah, they were cooking them, bro. This is so free dumb. Honestly, maybe this is why Roaring Moon's not good. It's because the Charizard matchup is terrible. This could be it. Maybe that's like why none of the Japanese players played Roaring Moon. Is because they like tested this matchup and they're like, dude, we can't win. It's like impossible. That is possible. Oh, I should have kept this Charmander around. I should have kept this one around because then I could have responded with a Charmander here. That would have been pretty sick. And I have to respond with a whole Charizard, bro. The whole thing. Guardy Farms, Roaring Moon also. I'm a little bit less convinced of that, but you can't join. Wait, why can't you join the Discord? I honestly don't know. if the Super Rod's in here. But if the Super Rod's in here, we can just basically get another one set up now and just win, I think. Nice. Okay, yeah. Against Guardy, we do want to go first, but not a big deal. Take what we got. Oh, no, it's Charmander. Okay, cool. Or it's Charizard. Okay, so I would prefer to go second. They can still like kind of pop off on the first turn, but I think it's still better to go second. It's still better to go second for sure. Why all the different Manders? What do you mean all the different Manders? All right, they got some squad. All right, so we want Battle VIP, Evo. I should really check my prize cards, to be honest. Let's do some prize checking. Oh, I didn't put the list in the deck tracker. Okay, I'm not gonna check my prize cards then. I take it back. I go double Bidoof. I think double Bidoof, double Charmanders. It feels correct. It feels correct. Sure. I'll do these two. I'll just evolve to double Mander, I think, and then Ultra Ball away those two next turn. I have an Ultra Ball that can get the Bibarel. Maybe I should evolve into one Bibarel, because what if they Iono me next turn? Yeah, I guess that's a good reason. I mean, they could have Candy Zard, though, Gust my Charmander, but they also Gust my Bibarel. I don't know, I guess I have the Ultra Ball, though. I don't know, whatever. We'll see, we'll see. See what we're able to do. I can't find a reason to justify the Jirachi in my list. What's the main reasoning behind it? Stops Sableye from picking damage on your bench. But Sableye's not very popular right now, so it'd be reasonable to not include it. I would probably play it. I think it's probably worth including. Yeah, I think it's probably worth including. I'm not 100% sure though, to be honest. Also kills Yoga Loop, right? Yeah, it also stops Yoga Loop. That's another thing. If you go up against the Iron Valiant, you also can stop like getting Yoga Looped. Ooh, it looks like they have Candy Zard. They have Boss. Boss would be a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Getting Boss here would be annoying. Also stops Cresselia. Ooh, it also does stop Cresselia. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. But now you have to look, when you go up against the Guardy player, are you gonna play around Cresselia or are you gonna play around Screamtail? That's a question, right? What one are you playing around? I don't know which one you're playing around, to be honest. I don't know which one I'd play around. Cresselia or Screamtail. Yeah, please do not have Boss here. I beg of you to not have Boss. You can have Counter Catcher. That's fine. Dude, come on, bro. All right, well, they went for the Bibarel. We can recover a little bit better from that. That's, like, nutty. They just have it all, bro. They just have it all. I think I should Counter Catcher their Bibarel, right? Like, you just want to remove the draw power in this matchup, probably, and then kind of play it from there. It makes sense in my head. So we're just going to kind of do back to them what they did to us. That'd be the strat. I don't really want to give them Artazon either for that reason. The Defiance Band for later as well. Yeah. Active one to the Charmander is fine. And then, yeah, I'm going to look for the Counter Catcher. We could whiff it. We might not get there, but see what we have. Do we have Super Rod? Boss, 2 counter, Defiance. Oh, our Super Rod is... Oh, no, it's in there. It's in there. Thank goodness. Super Rod's super important. Gotta find the Counter Catcher, though. This or Arven Zard? This is Arven Zard. Damn. That's... Punching their active is not that good here, I don't think. I would have rather KO'd their Bibarel. Alright. Thanks for punching the active, though. I mean, punching the active is not bad, I guess, but... I don't know. I think I would have rather... Yeah, I think I would have rather gone Gus KO on their Bibarel for sure. That would have been pretty good. I would have liked that. It's alright. We'll take it. I guess at least punching for turn is something. Would have been nice to have punched the Bibarel. Iono's chill. We could do it this turn, I guess. I feel like going after the Bibarel is really good. I do have the Counter Catcher now. I don't really want to play the Iono yet, so I'll probably just play Arven. I don't want to give them the Artazon either, like I mentioned. I'll I'll probably like go counter catcher, Nest Ball, get another, or I could go Ultra Ball here and get a Charizard. Oh, they're gonna give me Artazon, I guess. I guess let's use the Artazon. Whoever chasing Charmeleon does not feel that good. They're using their jet here as well. Why use the jet here? What do you need so bad that you would use your jet? I can't think of anything that they would need that. Why would you waste your jet energy here? If you really want to, you can call me Azul. Go for it. All right, second Charizard, I guess. If they are just playing, I mean, I don't know what list they're playing. If they are playing Ryota's list, they only have one boss. So they play 2 counter catcher, 1 boss. So we could definitely get it to the point where they can't gust anymore. Stay on the 2/2/2 line there on odd, or the TM version prize trade changes compared to the pitch. I mean, they can just boss to get on even prize cards. I don't think people understand that that play doesn't actually work. It's best to draw the first prize card still in the Charizard mirror. Staying on the odd prize card is like not a thing. They just boss again to get off it. You can just boss again to get off it. Like, they just held their Charizard there. I think I should just counter catcher here, right? I like the idea of counter catchering here. I don't think I like the idea of not counter catchering. I don't really mind going to the odd prize cards, I don't think. Maybe I do. But removing their draw power is just so good, right? Like, why would I not want to remove their draw power? Huh. I just KO their active. They go Zard KO my active. No, I'm gonna remove their draw power. This is better. I don't want to use the Ultra Ball yet because I don't want to lose anything. I want to keep all the cards that are in my hand currently. Also, this doesn't turn on their counter catcher, because if I take the Charizard knockout, then they can just counter catcher KO my Bibarel, and that doesn't sound. Why would I want to ever give them that? I don't think I ever want to give them that, right? Giving them counter catcher KO my Bibarel does not sound like a good play to give them, because then they go on even prize cards again, and they remove all my draw power from play. I think I'd rather just like stay on odd, keep us even, and even like let myself fall behind initially, and then just like get back ahead at the end of the game. I can just like hit him with an Iono at the end of the game and just win the game. Okay, so they can't recover any fire energy anymore because they chose to recover the Bibarel line. I don't know if I'm gonna go chase this Bidoof. I might just match them for Zard KO for Zard KO at this point. I don't know, chasing their Bidoof I'm still kind of tempted by. But now that they've used their jet, they're down jet, can they even move their Bibarel anymore? Like if they're playing Ryota's list, they have 3 fires left, so they could move the Bibarel. But I could force them to set up another attacker and then boss KO Bibarel and then deck them out. Wait. 6. If they prize the fire and I bring up... No, I have to wait for it to become a Bibarel. But I could honestly just maybe stall them out for the rest of the game. I think once they make that a Bibarel, I think I can just gust it up twice and I just win the game. I'll still KO their Zard though. Like I'll go Iono KO their Zard here and like do that, but... You can just Radiant Zard. Well, no, Radiant Zard puts them back on even prize cards. I don't even have Radiant Zard anyways. It's prize. So save the counter catcher. Do I want to KO their active? Well, can't I go... Yeah, I think I do. I think I want to go... I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go Artazon. Charmeleon. Or Charmander. Charmanderion. Just for, yeah, the one. I'll shuffle this other one back into the deck. Iono KO their active. And then they punch my active. And then I boss around theirs. I do this. Get rid of the Artazon. Bench the Manaphy. Draw 3. Got Candy Zard. I'm missing the Super Rod, though. I don't have the Super Rod yet. I have 1 fire in the deck. I do have 1 fire in the deck. I think with me having 2 boss here, I think I just win. Maybe. Maybe I'm getting overconfident. So I have what, 1 fire in the deck, 2 fire here, 5, 6. So I prize the fire, and there's Super Rod in my deck. So how many energy do they have left? If I boss, do I just win? They use their Super Rod. They're out of energy. Yeah, if I boss here, do I just win? I'm like wondering now. If I boss Bibarel, like if they're playing Ryota's list, I do just win. But if they're not playing Ryota's list, I don't just win. That's the question. Do I play as if it's Ryota's list or do I not? Down a boss. They can't activate their counter catcher. If I boss KO to 1 prize and they KO'd me, then I'd be able to 1 KO their Zard back. So they'd have to boss around me for a turn. Go down to 2, match me on 2 to 2. Then I can just attack them with the 1 prizer. Dude, this is actually such a weird matchup. Hold up. Rod back. Rod fire Charizard, I think. I could make 2 more Charizards if I had to. Shuffle the deck, so now my boss will shuffle into the deck, draw 2, draw boss. I have 19 cards in deck, they have 15. Boss up Bibarel. I don't want a 2 prizer in the active, because then they could go like, pick it up, knock out, retreat, win. I'll just send them a 1 prizer here. And then pass. It's like, theoretically I win by deck out now, right? So even if they have a way to pick it up, well, that's the question, right? Do they have a way to move their Bibarel? That's the question. I could be making a bad play here, but if I assume that their list is literally just Ryota's list, or basically is, like mine is, then I just win by deck out here. But we'll see. Maybe they have a play. But I could Gust again next turn, though. Here before Pidgeot V. They could have Pidgeot V. That is something they could have. But if they have Pidgeot V, I can just knock out their Bibarel. Next, if they have Pidgeot V here, I just go Iono. If they have Pidgeot V here, I just go Iono knockout active. I could still go Iono knockout active here. And that would be a pretty good play. Iono knockout active. They KO me, I want to KO their Zard. They boss KO, I leave 1 prizer in the active and pass until I win by deck out. But I'm just going to go ahead and say they don't have anything. They might have a better play than I think, though. I don't have Horn? No, I don't have Horn. Alright. I'm just going to assume they're being stubborn here, but who knows? Maybe they have a play still. They might have a play still, but I'm assuming I'm winning here by deck out. Maybe they do play the Pidgeot, though, and then I would look pretty silly if they do have Pidgeot here. I would look a little silly. Okay. Just gonna stick it out. Maybe they're just waiting to show me the Pidgeot, though. But I'm still fine, though. But I'm still, even if they do play the Pidgeot, even if they do play the Pidgeot, I'm still in a fine spot, to be honest. If they do play the Pidgeot, I can still just do the Iono KO active play, and then I'm still in a fine spot to be able to win the game. So, yeah, pretty much no matter what they do. Well, no, the one thing they could have here would be like Turo. But if they have Turo, then I can just counter catcher up the Jirachi or the Mew, and that could still get stuck. So, do they have do I have less cards left now? No. Okay. We're still chilling. I don't know what mouth. Okay, there we go. Maybe.